Hi and welcome to Sci-Fi Fans, and in this episode of the show I'd like to talk to you about the final film in the Lord of the Rings Middle-earth saga, and that is of course The Return of the King. Now if you've been following the channel you'll know that I've been doing the Lord of the Rings for the last 6 episodes, or 5 episodes, and yeah, I've really enjoyed researching the 2 trilogies of films. I think they're really good. However, I do think that the one that stands head and shoulders above the other is definitely the original Lord of the Rings trilogy, and it has a very satisfying conclusion with The Return of the King. So without any further ado, I will just ask while you're here and I've got your attention, if you're enjoying the show then please do hit that subscribe button and smash that like button, and don't forget to request notifications. That way you'll be told when I release new content, which is going to be once a day or so on the channel. So anyway, let's carry on with the analysis and behind the scenes trivia from the Lord of the Rings saga, and here we are, the final episode, The Return of the King. Did you realise that Peter Jackson is actually an arachnophobe? What's an arachnophobe, I hear some of you ask? It's somebody that has a fear of spiders. And because of this, he actually based the design of Shelob on a type of spider. I think he just got all of his nightmares of spiders and put them all into one, and that's how we got Shelob in The Return of the King. In 2003, the average amount of visual effects shots per film was round about 200. However, Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King is no average film, and the amount of visual effects shots within this one particular film was 1,487. Well over and getting on for 10 times the amount of visual effects shots of any average film at that time. I don't know what it is now, because obviously visual effects have changed and filmmaking has changed since The Lord of the Rings was produced, but yeah, that is an outstanding difference from the average at the time of filming. For the next point of trivia, it isn't really a lot to say. That's why I'm going to use this time to plug my book. If you haven't done so already, please check out W.A. Blinko on the Amazon bookstore and grab a copy of one of my books that's available for free if you have the Kindle Unlimited program. They are, of course, Broken Ceasefire and Xander's Salvation. Both of them are set in the future where humanity is struggling for survival against an alien race. And yeah, not all of them are humanity struggling against an alien race. Xander's Salvation, for example, is a little bit more day-to-day living in a universe that is very hostile. Anyway, that's the plug over for my 2 books that are available on the Amazon bookstore. And this is the point of trivia that I was going to say, and that is simply, and we probably know this already, all 3 Lord of the Rings films were made back to back. Depending how you look at it, it's either amazingly or should have happened sooner. The final instalment in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, The Return of the King, is the very first, and I think it could be the only fantasy film that has won Best Picture at the Oscars. I mean, The Return of the King didn't just win 1 Oscar, I think it won about 12 in total, but it was the first fantasy film to win Best Picture. The character, Samwise Gamgee, is predominantly left-handed. However, when it comes to sword fighting, he can be ambidextrous and use both hands. Quite a clever chap, really. With movies, there's quite often red herrings and not subplots, but different titles used for movies to take away unwanted distractions and unwanted press intrusion. So it's no surprise then that for the 3rd instalment of The Lord of the Rings, they actually sent out posters to theatres with the title proclaiming that the film was going to be Till Death or Glory. And that's where I'm going to wrap up this edition of the show, so thank you so much for joining me and watching it this far. If you've enjoyed yourself here, then please do smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Sci-Fi Fans is also available as a podcast and on TikTok too, so if you haven't had your fill of movie trivia here, then why not check me out on those 2 platforms over there. Anyway, in the meantime, just remains for me to say thank you very much for watching, and if you've liked the show, please leave a comment in the box below, and if you haven't liked the show, still leave a comment in the box below, but tell me why you don't like it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.